million in use. But how can a human body take a 400-volt hit of electricity and survive? To find out, we called in the experts and prepared to time warp a live demonstration.
Our target in this case will be Lloyd. Obviously, he's sitting
Poor
here.
Lloyd.
For a hit.
Whenever you're ready.
Stand by.
In case you're wondering, Lloyd is our unsung crash test dummy. Poor dude can never catch a break. And we know what Lloyd is thinking. Don't tase me, bro. Sorry, Lloyd. Nothing personal.
Taser.
Matt might be shocked, but it's Lloyd that just took 400 volts to the chest. Our sophisticated time warp conversion table puts that equal to 4 times the effect of a fork in the toaster.
Lloyd, are you all right, man?
How are these charges delivered? At warp speed, our cameras reveal the physical mechanisms of the taser in ways even its makers have never seen. Watch that again.
It's an electronically triggered pneumatic device.
It is. It's actually fired by compressed air. And once we send the energy down this little pin, it explodes a primer that shoves a gas capsule into a puncture pin. And now the gas can only vent out these 2 bores here. The gas capsule of 2,000 psi of nitrogen is what's propelling everything you see there. It's pushing the doors off, pulling the wires out there.
So have you been able to see that before?
Not like that, like this.
Watch it one more time. You don't want to see this coming at you. And those confetti-like papers are not there for purposes of celebration, they're tracers. In point of useless fact, each one contains the taser's serial number, so the weapons can be traced to its owner. But what happens when taser meets target? Jeff's got an idea for how to illuminate us.
You can't really see what's going to go on inside the body. So we've got a neon flask here, and I thought we'd take the electrodes directly to the ends of it and see if we can ionize across it.
We can do that.
How much voltage is going to leave that?
Well, in the open air, I'll spark it. This is 50,000 volts in the open air.
Okay.
But it tones down to 400 volts once it hits something conductive.
Okay, so it's actively measuring the system around it.
Yeah, so it's finding its resistance and tones back.
All right, well, let's plug it all in, and let's see what it looks like inside the body.
Wow.
Not good.
This is showing you what the electricity looks like as the neon gas in the flask conducts the charge.
I've never seen that in 14 years with the company, ever.
I would not want that coursing through me.
This is a graphic illustration of what can penetrate 2 inches of clothing, interrupt nerve impulses, seize muscles, and drop a suspect like a rock. Let's watch that again at 10,000 frames per second. Now, the pistol taser can fire up to 35 feet, but what if a suspect is armed and dangerous? In order to tase somebody from a distance, a new weapon has been developed for the military and police.
Well, what we've done is we've taken this X26 technology and we've shrunk it down into this 12-gauge shotgun shells. The reason we did this is to give us longer range. It's a standoff device for a higher risk situation, but it does it without using the wires.
Okay, so we're going to use Lloyd again.
Lloyd's going to take the hit, Jay will take it from here.
There we go. Okay, everyone is ready?
I will ask one more time. Am I safe over here?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Put your goggles on.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, when ready.
Stand by.
Oh no, not again.
Taser.
Oh, it's a little more dramatic. All right, so that's in there a little tighter than the other guy.
Yes, and it is live right now, so you don't want to be touching it.
Yeah, I will not
Oh,
be.
yeah, good idea. Okay. And how fast did you say that was going?
About 280 feet per second. I think it's about 80 foot-pounds of energy.
It's a huge amount of force.
Let's look again. Once deployed at 280 feet per second, a ripcord activates the projectile. Next, 3 spring fins incorporating stabilization technology emerge to maximize accuracy. Then, the 4 barbed electrodes on the nose of the assembly will attach to the body of the target. The energy from the impact breaks a series of fracture pins that release the main chassis of the projectile, which remains connected to the nose by a cord. As the chassis falls away, 6 more electrodes automatically deploy, autonomously unleashing powerful neuromuscular incapacitation over a large mass of the body. This is a long way to go to say the obvious. Ouch.
Okay, so right when that makes contact, we're going to suddenly get sparks flying.
Comes right back as designed and right back on the human body.
And that's why that bottom section is just covered with barbs all over.
Exactly.
Watch it again. When warped, we can see this is virtually a miniature electrified flying robot that grabs, holds, analyzes, and takes out its target. Pretty scary stuff and very effective. Our time warp cameras have so far revealed the Taser's inner workings and exactly how effectively these not-so-future weapons work to take a body down without permanent injury. Now, let us pause and pay homage to a very, very brave man. Lieutenant Todd Faulkner is a Taser instructor with the Hinsdale Police Department in New Hampshire. Todd believes in the power and the glory of the Tase, and he is going to put his torso where his mouth is.
And what do we need to do to set this up safely for everybody?
Well, first of all, we need to have safety goggles on right now because we've got projectiles coming out. Other than that, we should be good to go. We will be holding him up so he doesn't fall to the ground. We should be capable of doing this right away as long as we can kind of say fire in the hole and we're all prepared for this.
Prepared? Say what?
Okay, and Todd, how many times have you been tested?
This will be around 20.
Now, please tell us, you really don't need to be reminded not to try this at home, right? Good.
So when you're ready, when you worked yourself up to that?
Oh, we're there.
You're there? Okay, well, I would require a little time myself. All right, so how do
Our
we have to
victim
hold
is walked into position.
He weighs about 108 pounds. So what we want to do is put our arm underneath his armpit so we can fully brace him as he falls down.
Okay.
We're going to lightly grab his wrist right now, but you're going to want to control this. And you're going to want to be stable, make sure the balls of your feet are ready to take this weight. You want to be looking straight ahead, so we have projectiles coming.
Pressure
you should
ready?
have some good pressure, but don't,
So it's not
you
a
will be
surprise.
surprised. It's going to be a very quick reaction, so be prepared.
Right.
Don't let him fall.
I will not let him fall. So we'll do one last check, make sure everything's set up. All right, you're all set.
Yes, I am.
All right, I'm gonna count this down from 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
And again.
Hold on.
Nice.
And again. No,
Okay,
just
now
kidding.
we can let him go.
Okay, you're
That's
set?
good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Now,
Wow, wow. That was insane.
now not only that, but look, he's completely recovered right now, which is the
Yeah,
important
you're
feature.
okay.
I'm good to go.
You feel okay?
I'm fine.
It's just so amazing to have a body in your hand that has no control left.
There's nothing I could do. If you guys would have let go of me, I would have fallen on my face.
All right, well, we gotta make sure you're okay.
Oh, sure, he's fine. Right. Nothing to see here, just move along.
All right, here we go.
So what does that feel like?
You know, the amazing thing is it feels like a muscle contraction, but it's just you can't control it. The first thing you feel is the energy.
Watch that again in high speed. Our cameras reveal the penetrating force of the electrified probes.
Is it through your whole body?
The area that the dart's at, you can actually feel that whole area being affected, but I could also still feel you guys where you were holding me, and I could hear everything around me. I just couldn't do anything.
Do you feel that now?
I do not.
So remember, if you see these things coming at you, well, it's probably too late. Jeff, for one, has just figured something out.
All right, I think we've learned our lesson and we will not resist arrest anymore.
You know, we're still curled up in that fetal position, remembering that poor Taser dude. We really need a change of pace. Will this do? Pole vaulting is one of the most technically challenging sports to master and one of the most thrilling to watch.
That was awesome. All right, I've got some great ideas for some angles for the high speed.
Good.
Track and field star Kristen Bakanowski seems to defy gravity as she vaults almost 13 feet into the air. Converting the energy of sprint into vertical motion is what Kristen does best. Now, we're going to reveal how she does it by doing what we do best, warping time.
Well, what are the main steps that I would have to concentrate on in terms of getting over a bar?
You need to run, plant, jump, your inversion, and then your turn over the bar.
I think the hardest part for me would be converting this into energy upward.
Yeah.
So is that the most critical point, or is it the vertical inversion at the top?
I mean, one of the hardest part is getting a good takeoff.
The energy of Kristen's sprint is stored in the pole as it bends and released as it straightens. The more she maximizes this energy, the higher she goes. The whole thing plays out in one continuous motion, but there are several discrete events that help turn forward into upward. And timing is everything.
All right, great jump. Can you explain a little bit about how much the bending of this is important to your jump?
There's a certain way it bends and a certain flex point on the pole.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will fling you back.
So if you have this sideways, for example, you're gonna go off
Yeah.
to the side. All right, and how much can you bend it? So, okay, quite a bit. All right, well, let's take another look at you jumping, and I want to see exactly how the pole bends.
Okay.
We set the bar at 12 feet, nearly a foot below Kristen's personal best. We want to be sure she makes the jump so we can capture the action.
Have you ever watched yourself in slow motion?
No, I've never watched myself this slow.
Wow, in the beginning, it just doesn't look like it's gonna happen at all. Yeah, you can see there how much the pole
Yeah.
really bends. The entire shadow is in the shot.
You actually
Amazing.
kick and extend your knees there on purpose, or is that just a
Yeah.
natural part of it?
Yeah, you're supposed to point your toes up and over.
Well, your toes are pointed. You're still throwing yourself up off the pole, so it's not, I guess, you know, I thought it was the first part kind of springs you up, but you're actively pushing yourself away
Yep,
from
you actually, you pull up like that as hard as you can. Wow, my inversion was pretty good on that one.
Wow, there's like
Oh,
an inch or
it
two
is,
clearance.
yeah.
All right, well, you make that look really easy.
Easy? Why don't you give it a try?
Oh yeah, he wants to give it a try. He'll do it.
Really, Matt?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll give it a try.
I'll teach you.
Okay, well, what do I have to pay attention to when I do this?
Okay, you gotta run fast, plan hard, jump high, go upside down.
One take.
Okay, make it a good one.
Oh boy.
He's starting his run. Gotta get that pole up. Here's the approach, trying to clear 1.5 feet.
Very nice.
Aw. Well, we're just going to assume this was not Jeff's personal best.
There's my whole body reacting to the
Hey, your
shock.
knee's pretty good.
Well, I'm trying for my own personal best.
You're
which
also
is
supposed to be jumping over something.
I was jumping over the pad. I'm using this more as like a long jump than a high jump.
Now back to the professional. Kristen is ready to take the plunge and challenge her own personal best.
And what's your current record?
12, 11 and a half.
I'm gonna get out of your way.
Close, but her personal best will stay that way, at least for today. What went wrong?
Yeah, you're supposed to jump before the pole hits the plane box.
Okay, so let's look at that
Yeah,
exact moment. So you hit first, and that's down right
Yeah,
before
I
you
should
jump
have
up.
jumped a little sooner. It's all about timing.
And keep in mind, every frame here is like 2 milliseconds, so.
Yeah.
Right, so you were within 2 milliseconds of perfection.
Armed with this information, Kristen heads back into practice, which we all know will make perfect. Although for some, once might be enough. Now let's reflect on some of the most annoying things on Earth. Hot air blowers in restrooms. Car alarms going off at any time. And the dulcet tones of a jackhammer. But even the jackhammer can benefit from getting warped. Mike DeMello is going to provide the hammering skills, and we are going to teach him a thing or two.
Now, Mike, how do you hold a tool that moves so fast?
Well, you definitely want to grab it with both hands It's a heavy piece of equipment. It's anywhere from 65 to 75 pounds, so 2 hands is something you'll definitely need to use.
A jackhammer works by hammering a steel chisel into the ground over 25 times a second, faster than our eyes can see. But long-term exposure can cause blood circulation problems, nerve system damage, and in rare cases, extreme muscle inflammation.
As time goes on, the more you're hammering, you'll definitely feel that you'll need both hands to grab onto it. You tend to get a numbness through your forearms and your wrists.
By slowing down the intervals between strikes, we can see not only how the jackhammer pulverizes concrete, but the punishment it delivers to the human body.
And if you're ready, we're going to take it away.
I'm ready.
All right, Matt, are you ready?
Locked and loaded, boss.
Impacts a second. We're playing this back at 10,000 frames a second. Hundreds of times slower than it's in real life. Oh, that's great. We have a close-up of the metal spike contact in the ground.
That is blowing it apart. I mean, it's amazing, the dust, the stones.
It's unreal. Well, you can really see how this thing very, very quickly accelerates into the rock, pulls back and waits quite a while. And you know, the jackhammer is probably using that time to build up air pressure to get the next strike ready. Let's take a look at how this impacts your body. So you see that next clip?
Sure thing.
For those of you who can't tell at this point, this is Mike and not myself jackhammering. I know in a central frame